Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're checking out Heaven Burns Red by Yosta. Now, before we go any further, I have to give Heaven Burns Red a massive shout out for sponsoring this video. And if you guys want to pre-register for the game, I will have a link in the description below. So make sure you go ahead and pre-register so we can lock in all those great rewards, including SS Memorial Ruka Kayamori. Now, before we get into the gameplay of the game, being the story connoisseur that I am, I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a background on not only the story itself, but also the creator of the story. Heaven Burns Red was written and composed by Jun Maeda, also known for his works on things like Clannad and Little Busters. Now, Heaven Burns Red was previously released in Japan, and being a very heavy narrative-based game, it's one of those ones where they've done a massive overhaul to converting it to English to make all the jokes and sentiments hit right. Obviously, there's a big culture difference between the two cultures, and adjusting all of the text involved in this heavy story-based game was a big mission so that it can then have continuity over to the English audience. In the story of Heaven Burns Red, Earth is being invaded by these mysterious alien creatures that we know as cancers. We follow the story of Ruka, who was a former vocalist of a rock band known as She Is Legend, who is recruited into an elite squadron who is gearing up to battle against these cancers. Through Ruka, we are introduced to the rest of Squad 31A, including Yuki, Tsukasa, Megami, Tama, and Karin. Squad 31A, along with other squads, were recruited for their special abilities to make use of the mysterious weapon known as the Seraph, and the one weapon that Earth has at defeating the cancer. However, defending Earth against an alien invasion isn't as simple as recruiting talented recruits, slapping them in a squad and saying, go beat these aliens. No, these are young girls who then have to learn the military access. They have to learn cooperation, discipline, and also some maturity along the way. And this is where a lot of the early story takes place. There are plenty of dialogues. The game plays as a sort of calendar day by day, going through your studies and your training at the academy, and even things as small as making friends, going to lunch, and building those relationships, which help you understand the characters in themselves and their motives and motivations that are helping them develop in a squad to go ahead and combat these aliens that are invading the planet. And even though the beginning chapter is very long with lots of dialogue, they do a great job of introducing you to the entire squad of 31A and the different personalities, characteristics, and interactions that they have with each other. Then through the later chapters, that is when things get more interesting and more heavy. However, I'm not going to spoil that for you right now. Just know that it does get a lot more serious later on throughout the game. Okay, so let's jump into the game and take a look at what we've got going on. Now, this is the sort of overworld which you can go around in. Now, I am in currently a state of the game which is called the free time, so I can do whatever I want. I can go and train and stuff like that. Then if I want to, I can continue with the story, progress through the story, and I'll show you this a bit later on, where the story is pretty self-explanatory. You're not going to get lost in it. There's a clear objective it will show you in the top left. There's an auto pathing button when you're on it on the right hand side, and you can always find the icons, flags that you need to go to in the map over here as well. But what I really want to jump into first is going to be the characters, because I was really impressed with especially one of the characters in this game when I jumped into it, because you guys know I like different beasts and stuff in my games for characters. And if we go over here to my squad, you can see in the first summon the game gives you like a selector, and obviously this is who I was gonna select. Now, we've got a few things. You can see here I've got my levels on my characters, and I want to go through a little bit of the character progression and stuff like that, and then we will go into combat and take a look at combat. Now, as you level up, you're also going to be able to upgrade these characters. If we go to over here, basically as we level up, you can see level 16 is the requirement for this one to unlock Raging Claw. So once I reached level 16, I could use the currencies that were required to go ahead and unlock that new skill. Now, once I get to level 28, I will be able to unlock Raging Claw, which is going to be a higher level of it, which means you're going to get more damage and stuff like that. Then eventually we'll get Unleash the Beast, which is another one, and so on and so forth. Now, besides that, we do also have stat increases we can get, as you can see here. And to acquire any of these things, whether it be the skills or the stat increases, you will need some currencies. You can see up the top here what is required for me to go ahead and get it. And so I'm going to go there, and I'm going to get my strength plus 10%, so on and so forth. Then I can go up and acquire this one. Once again, I have the resources. So it's going to be a matter of leveling up characters and acquiring resources to go ahead and upgrade and get your different stat increases, but not just stat increases, also different abilities and stuff like that. And I do like the progression of unlocking new skills along the way as you upgrade a character. I find that with new, when you jump into games that are fresh, it gives you that sense of progression and that power spike when you get a new ability and stuff like that. So that is honestly my favorite character in the game at the moment. They do also have a complete roster where you can go ahead and look at even the characters you don't have from the different squads and stuff like that. So that is the basic look at characters and the general upgrade system. It is going to be at raw basics. You level them up and then you collect resources to get different upgrades on them. Now, I want to just jump into combat quickly and show you guys what combat is like. Where have I got to go? I got to go over here to the arena, so we're not too far, so I can run over and we can do just some general training to show you guys how the combat works. But this is the way the overworld works. Essentially, you just run around, you find the different spots, and you can see here we're going to get this, we're going to have the arrow, and now we can go into the arena and do some training. And this is where I can show you guys what combat is like, because it does have a few unique things that I do really like in this combat of the game. So we'll jump in here, we can just skip the text. Cool beans. And now we've got all the different ones. Now you can see the ones that I've cleared. Let's go into a new one, which I have not yet cleared, which is Beginner Crush 3. So let's go in, jump in. You can choose your squad. We're just going to deploy our squad there. And away we go. So okay, so here we go. We do have an auto button, but I'm not going to click that. The basic fundamentals that I want you guys to see is that we have different characters, each with their own skill points. You can see here, this is my Tiger, who has got the 2 abilities. One costs 6 skill points and one costs 10 skill points. One is an AoE and one is a single target ability and high devastation rate. So you're going to have different things. You can see on the enemy that we have the blue bar, which is kind of like their break bar. And once you go through the break bar, they will be in a broken state, and then you will be able to attack the pink bar, which is their health bar. And that's essentially the core system of combat. Now we have this this gauge in the top right hand side, which will fill up. When that fills up, it will be like a berserk mode that you can enable for your team, and that just builds up over time. And also over time, each character will get skill points. Now you'll notice I've got 6 characters, well, you might not see one of them because my head's covering it, but I've got 6 characters on the bottom of the screen. However, only 3 are on the field. Now this is the unique thing that the game has, is depending on what strategies you want to use. For instance, you can see kind of what they are, where she's a breaker. So I'm in the phase of wanting to break, but if I wanted to get a buff, I could swap her out for this character, and then that is one of my active characters. So I think the way you can swap any characters in and out as you please into the active slots is really cool. So you can swap defenders in when you're about to take some big damage, or if you've got units that are good at attacking the health bar, you swap them in after you break and you leave your breakers in at the start. I do really like it. So at the moment here, because we're so short on skill points, we're just going to hit execute. Now you can see here you've also got normal attack, and normal attack. It doesn't really matter. You can just hit execute and then they're going to make their attack. Now you can also select your target on all of them. So I'm just going to select all of them here on the target, and we're just going to go ahead and attack the big guy. And you'll see our gauge increase on the top at right hand side, and you can see we're defeating that break bar. Just note that you do not deal health damage until you get them completely broken. And now you can see her, she is getting her break bar quite depleted. So I'm just going to swap her out over here. And then I'm pretty comfortable with that. I'm just going to keep building up my skill points, and then I'm going to go for a big burst on the next turn. So what we're going to do is we're just going to attack this guy again, try and go through his break bar a little bit more. And the next time I should have my Tiger's skill ready to use so that I can use the AoE and go ahead and break shields. Now she is starting to get low as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap her for my buffing unit. And then I'm going to bring my breaker in as well. And now you can see that they're all got their abilities. So this one slashes all enemies with both claws, high devastation, destruction rate. Okay, let's do that. We're going to do that to get the buff and this. Now you'll notice I did the Tiger's ability first and my buffing ability second. The game's pretty smart where it will use the buffing ability first when I hit execute. So I just want to show you guys that. So she still buffs. Even though I didn't activate that first, it like has a priority order. So here comes my AoE. You can see we got the break on the characters, which is perfect. And then we get that extra damage in. So now they are in their broken state. But as you can see, I don't have enough skill points to use either of these two characters' abilities. So this is where we go in and we swap out again. And we might even swap the entire team out. And now we can go ahead and use this team's abilities. So let's go like that. We're going to go like that. And we're going to go like that. We're just going to activate all their skills. And then we're going to hit execute. And now we get to go ham. And as you can see, we are very close to getting our gauge fully up. There comes the hit. We're not taking health damage yet because once again, they do also have to break through our gauge as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a turn of basic attacks on this small enemy so that we can get our gauge full and you guys can see the gauge. So as you can see, we've got one fully upgraded gauge there. And now I've been broken. So now I'm going to have to swap characters out. You can see we're taking some pretty big deeps. So you can see the sketchiness that's happening on these characters. So now I'm going to swap them out. I'm going to swap her out as well. And now we're going to go ahead and do some damage. But if you watch this, we'll get a big buff to our skill points. We've got the enrage effect happening. And then we get the extra skill points. So that is what the enrage thing helps you with. It basically gives you more damage. And now we should be able to clear these guys just with the one AoE there. But we'll go ahead and use every ability that we have at the moment. And go ahead and clean it up. AoE clap. Dude, the tiger's cool. I'm not going to lie. The tiger is so cool. That is wicked. So that is that. And that is a basic look at combat in the way it goes. Like I said, I do like the combat. I like the break bars. I like the skill point system. I like the way you can swap characters, especially. You know, if you got weak characters that really want to just come in, attack, and then hide away, you can just hide them away, save up their skill points, and then come in and attack, and then dip them out again. And as you can see, we're going to get some extra loot there. It does have a power save mode, auto fight as well, which you can do in the background. Like I said, it also has auto mode in any fight except for like tutorial fights where you can go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so as you can see here, now we are into the next part of the story. And you can see, once again, we can still move around and stuff like that. But the objective that we have is in the top left hand is we're going to talk to her. The other thing you can do is you can look at the map and you can see where the flag is that you need to get to for your missions. And then we have the auto pathing as well. So the story is very, once again, intuitive on what you have to do and very self-explanatory. So you can keep progressing. So now we just got to talk to her. Once again, it's got this skip button you can skip through. And we're going to continue on. Okay, so here it is. Here is the next part of our story, which is going to be an aptitude test against our teacher. So once again, my general strategy is just going to be to attack with basics because we've got to generate them skill points. We do a little bit of damage into it. Dude, we didn't do much break at all. Dude, I might have to go and train. She's slapping me hard. Okay. I kind of want to leave her in for her break attack. Let's swap the characters that can use their abilities in. So let's just use these. And let's see how we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go. Okay, so our break bar on her is getting low as well. So this is where we might just swap out the entire team here. Because we've got all our skills ready on the other team. I kind of, for my tiger, want to save for the... I kind of want to save for my single target attack. So believe it or not, I'm going to just do a basic here. Let's see. I'm not too pro, so give me some leeway. No, don't attack my tiger. Look at the tiger taking it like a boss. Now, I need 10 skill points. We're going to go one more turn here. And then we're going to go ham with our tiger's single target attack and see if we can break that shield with one attack. At a 10 skill point cost, it'd want to be big. All right, so there's that one. Let's just go. We'll do the buff as well. All right, execute. Let's see this one. And then we do get the skill point generation after that. So there we go. The full break in one hit. The full break in one hit, which is perfect. And now we can go ahead and we can pop the berserk mode. Now I'm also going to swap out to you because I believe you have the skills when damaging. Yeah, so this is the one I want to use. So now we're going to... I'm not going to bother about the buff. I'm actually going to swap to this. Let's go skills on these guys and let's see how this goes. Douche. Okay, we're into dealing damage to the health, but you can see she's quite resilient. I'm going to swap back. Oh, my tiger. My tiger actually needs 2 more points for the single target attack. So I'm probably just going to... Let's go swap you there. Let's do this. So there we go. Now, one of mine is probably going to get broken if we get attacked here. And once again, I got this on 2x speed. You can slow it down if you want to, but I'm trying to get there on pretty quick. Let's go that. I'm going to go buff again here. She's still broken, so that's perfectly fine. So we're going to go with this. Boom. Single target. Let's see how much damage this does. Even though it's a break focused ability, let's see the tiger. Oh, the nuke. The tiger nuke. Check it out. Check it out. That was absolutely huge. We should kill her with basics, yeah? Job done. Job done. The tiger is too cool. But... guys, that is a look at Heaven Burns Red. Like I said, it's one of those story-focused games, but the thing I love is the combat in this one. Like I said, the way you can swap characters, it's kind of something like I don't think I've seen this before, where you can swap characters so frequently, which is fantastic. You got such a wide range of abilities as well that you unlock progressively, so it has that good progression system, and it's got a tiger, which is cool as hell, so that's what I really enjoy. But once again, guys, if you do want to pre-register for the game, I will have a link in the description below. And once again, a massive shout out goes to Heaven Burns Red and Yosta for sponsoring this video. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.